Министре, по сето она што го слушнавме изминатите денови, веројатно прашањето и не би било дали, туку кога Охрид ќе се најде на листата на загрозено богатство, дали заслуживме таков потек од УНЕСКО?
It is another alarm that's been heard. Of course, the report is based in January 2020, so it's already a year and a half has passed since the visit by the experts from UNESCO. In the meantime, we have actually moved forward. We are working together with the local authorities. However, though, we should take this warning as a serious warning, and we need to do, as a central government and the local government, needs to do everything necessary to adhere to the rules to protect the status, not only for us, but for the future of the country. It is one of the biggest tourism attractions in our country. Hence, we as an institution, though, the Ministry of Environment, we are in charge of the environmental aspect. So what we've done since then till today, we are actually reproclaiming the Ohrid Lake as a monument of nature. We are putting the Studentsko Blato under temporary protection. We have put both Ohrid and the Studentsko Blato, we've actually managed to put them on the Ramsar list, which means they are protected by the Ramsar Convention as well. We, furthermore, are working together with the local institutions so that they adhere to our management plan that we proposed a year and a half ago. Is there still work to be done? A lot. I think that's undeniable. We cannot deny that we need to do more. However, though, what we're doing is on the environmental aspect, together with the Ministry of Culture, with the Ministry of Transport, with the local authorities, the municipality of Ohrid, Struga and Debarce, they need to work together with us in order not to get on that endangered list. And we should not allow it. We, individually and together, should do everything that is necessary to avoid that.
Слушајќи ве вас, некако како да ги повторувате зборовите на премиерот Зоран Заев, и тоа е со истиот став, вели дека забелешките се по однос на посетата од минатата година, дека во меѓувреме многу е направено, ама ако добро ве слушав, многу е направено на хартија. Она што може да го видат граѓаните на терен беа уништување или тргање на конструкции на плажите на неколку во Охрид и ништо повеќе од тоа.
There's more than that. We have the list now of all the illegal buildings. Of course, we as a ministry are not in charge of illegal buildings. We're in charge and we work together in regards to the environmental aspect. Certain buildings are being taken down. A lot more needs to be done. It is very straightforward. What has been built illegally is illegal, and it should not be there. There are institutions who are in charge of that, and they need to go, be present there, and together with the local authorities, resolve those issues. If it is an illegal building, it was one, it is one, and will remain one. The authorities in charge need to clarify that. There is work being done. Yes, there's a lot of work done on paper, of course. We as an institution, I agree. We did the Ramsar, we're doing the Monument of Nature, we're working together with Pont, so that some of the investment not only goes into the Prespa, but also goes into Ohrid. And it costs a lot of money, of course, to do that. But we are doing everything we can. And you're right, it should not only be on paper. Mm-hmm. Everybody else who is involved, as a stakeholder in this, needs to do their part to resolve this.
Ама Иван, имаме градоначалник кој што вели дека нема такви градби како што посочува УНЕСКО и дека воопшто не му е гајле што зборуваат невладините организации.
I don't know who's saying that, but
градоначалникот на Струга.
I think we should the thing is we should go be there and see and make sure that the, let's say, the lakeside does not have illegal buildings on it. And then we can actually sit down with him and say, does it have illegal buildings or not? I've spoken to him, and he told me there are no illegal buildings within the range of the lake. I think the other authorities, the Inspectorate for Construction and the other inspectors, should go and speak to him and see whether that is the case. If it is the case, we need to clarify that. If it is not the case, then together with him or the municipality, we need to resolve it.
Сакате да кажете дека греши УНЕСКО кога вели дека има дивоградби?
Absolutely not. I'm not saying that they are claiming that, but the question is we should not just say one municipality and the other. I think all the municipalities are in this together. UNESCO is not saying it's in this municipality. UNESCO says there are illegal buildings within the zone of the lake. I don't think UNESCO's told us where exactly those are. That is our obligation as a country. We need to clarify that.
Изминатите години слушавме и гледавме како високи функционери кои што се дел од власта успеваат да ги избегнат законите вака или така. Дел од нив доаѓаат и од партијата од која што и вие доаѓате. Сте седнале на маса со нив да разговарате, да им кажете што треба да направат?
I can tell you that I sat together with the party leader, Mr. Ahmeti. We discussed the topic of UNESCO, and I expressed my concerns in regards to us losing the status. He requested from me that we do everything as a party, as a government, to avoid that, to adhere to respect the rules, respect the laws, and everything should be done according to the book. I cannot speak about what has done in the past. I can tell you that that is the understanding I have with Mr. Ahmeti, since we're talking about the party. At the same time, we have a similar understanding together with our coalition partner, that everything should be done in order to avoid endangering the status of Ohrid. So as a party, I can tell you, we are definitely standing behind it. Mr. Ahmeti has assured me that, and I, together with him, we've agreed that we need to do everything necessary to avoid that.
Нас како граѓани ќе ни остане само да почекаме да видиме како ова од хартија ќе се претече на дело, како ќе изгледа тоа реализирано на терен. Министре, изминатата година ковид пандемијата некако ни го тргна фокусот на вниманието од загадувањето на воздухот. Меѓутоа тука е присутно, дури и утринава видов дека во дел од општините има зголемено ниво на загадување на воздухот. Последниот извештај на Светска банка покажува дека Македонија годишно губи по 1000 своји граѓани како резултат на загадувањето на воздухот. Го гледате ли некаде решението?
Let's talk about the causes. What are the causes of the the lack of quality of air in our country? Unfortunately, one of the key things is our heating method. And when I say that, I don't say the homes. The homes are part of it, but the public institutional buildings as well. So according to studies, since you mentioned the World Bank, and one of the studies is from the World Bank, their perception is, or their estimate is, that 40 to 45% of the pollution comes from the heating of our buildings. And I'm saying this also, the buildings are public buildings, may they be schools, hospitals, unfortunately, are heating with heavy heating oil, which is unfortunate. And then the second one is the mobility, our cars, our buses, our public transport. Unfortunately, the average age of the cars in our country is over 17 years old, which is below Euro 4 standard. The third one is the industry. Now, when we say industry, that I believe is the percentage that they have estimated, they see between 17 to 20%. I believe it is higher. The solution is we need to gradually, this is not unfortunately a very quick, we don't have a quick solution, we need to gradually change the heating systems in our country. One of the key investments here is the gas pipeline, which we're working on. We're hoping to finalize the primary pipeline network by the end of the year. By the end of the year, they're going to be signing an agreement with a company. We're hoping the tender will be successful. Sign an agreement with a private company who's going to invest in the secondary and tertiary network, which will be offering energy to the industry. We'll be offering different heating methods to our buildings and our homes, and we'll be lowering the need for using unconventional heating methods such as oil, wood, pellets. What we have done as well, together, we've changed the regulation with the Ministry of Economy to make sure that the quality of the solid fuels is up to the EU standards. Because I appreciate that we are changing we're subsidizing some conversion from the heating we're changing it from wood or oil to pellets. However, though, we need to make sure that the pellets being produced in our country and being imported in our country are of high quality. Hence why we changed the rule book for that. The other one is we need to motivate and stimulate our citizens to buy more environmentally friendly cars. We are working together with the Ministry of Finance to create a subsidy program where we will offer support to the citizens to buy either fully electric cars, plug-in, or hybrid. This is the way forward, and this is what we're trying to do. The third one, of course, is the energy. let's not forget that unfortunately the majority of the electricity we produce in our country is coal-fired power plant in Rekbitola and partially Rekosleme. We need to move away from coal. We need to invest in renewable energy, and we are doing that, not only as a country. ESM is investing in solar. We're going to support them to invest in more. However, at the same time, we are supporting the private sector to come and invest in our country because we see it as a win-win situation for the investors due to the favorable weather conditions we have in our country, as well as a win for us as a country because we will move away from coal and be able to decommission Rekbitola. Hopefully, this is the plan, according to the NDC that we've proposed, at least by the end of 2030.
Министре, далеку напред ви гледа погледот и тоа е добро, меѓутоа реалноста во која што живееме е многу поинаква. Чувствувате ли некаква одговорност како министар кога ги гледате оние истражувања кои покажуваат дека државата овозможила да биде увезено гориво со кое што дома преку нашите институции сме ги труеле граѓаните?
I don't think it's just me as a minister who needs to feel responsible. I think every single one of us needs to feel responsible from the government. Every single one of us needs to feel responsible as a citizen. The reason why I say that is I can assure you that we as a ministry have not ever given a permit to import industrial waste oils. If industrial waste oils were imported into our country under a false pretense that it was mazut, as you say, heating oil, then that is a criminal act because we have never authorized that. And without the authorization of the Ministry of Environment, no waste can be imported into our country. If it's been done, it's been a criminal act. We have been speaking about this in the government. We have requested all institutions to work together to clarify if these claims are true. Should they be true, the people who have actually done this will be held accountable, and they should be held accountable, because this is risking the public health of our citizens. We will not allow that. At the same time, I requested in the government session that the customs compare all the documentation with the point of origin where this material, this fuel was coming from, in order to make sure that nothing has been changed from point of origin, may it be any of the EU countries, from there until our borders, to make sure that they are the same identical codes of the material supposedly within the tanks. Like this, we will know as well whether it was actually the product was imported as was claimed as being claimed in the point of origin to our country. If there has been a change in between that, then we will know that something, unfortunately, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, it was a criminal act, a falsification of documents. At the same time, we're supporting the Inspectorate of the Market, we're supporting the Inspectorate of the Environment, we're supporting the Ministry of Economy, we're supporting anybody. But it's not just we. We all need to work on this. The government has asked for clarification because it's a serious matter, because this is a very toxic, sorry to put it that way, fuel if we're burning it, and it should not happen. However, though, our idea is not to even use mazut in the future, because we as an institution have requested from all the state institutions as well as the local municipalities to give us the list of the buildings that heat with oil or other environmentally unfriendly methods. We want to move away from this. We want to oblige every single institution to invest, to foresee it in their budgets, to invest and change the heating methods in their facilities.
Министре, само за крај, сите ние сакаме да бидеме дел од тој систем на зелена енергија, ама да зборуваме искрено, далеку сме од она што светот го живее, бидејќи многу ниска ни е свеста во државата на граѓаните. Голем дел од нив не знаат ни како се складира джебниот отпад, а не пак да работиме на рециклирање на отпадот. Која би била вашата порака до граѓаните искрено?
Honestly, I'm a citizen myself. We should not expect to have the standards that Scandinavia has tomorrow. It's a process. So, my honest message to the citizens, be responsible, put it in your pocket before you throw it on the ground. Wait until the next container, until rubbish bin. Every single bit helps. If we want to live in a clean environment, in a clean country, we are also responsible for that. Not only to keep my home clean, let's keep our surrounding clean as well, because that is also our home.
Министре, ви благодарам за разговорот.
Благодарам.